So this is Mystmoon here, and I'm here with Stark Comparison behind the camera.
Hello.
Today we're doing yet another experiment in what the heck even is this YouTube channel. We're going to do some baking.
Woo!
This is tangentially related to cosplay in that this is something that I bake for nearly every long con. Nearly every con that's longer than a day, I will make this and bring it because it is the perfect con food.
It is. It's great.
It is really low calorie. Can't keep a straight face. No, it is really high in fats and calories, which means that it's a good fuel and a good lining for your stomach for whatever you're doing later. And if you've got a hangover from the day before, it's a really good cure for that, we've discovered.
Yes, it is.
And it is the easiest thing to make in the world, I swear. All you need to make this is a hob, a fridge, a pan, a baking tray, butter, cocoa powder, sugar, golden syrup, rich tea biscuits, and chocolate. And if that list of ingredients hasn't sold you, then I'm sorry, you're in the wrong place. Let's make Tiffin. So, you want 12 ounces? What?
It's just a lot of butter.
Yeah, that'll do for just us.
Yeah. Look at those awesome scales.
What we're gonna do is we're gonna butter, quadonk the butter into a pan.
Very nice.
And we are going to get drinking chocolate, milk drinking chocolate, not dark chocolate baking cocoa.
Noted.
Noted, because otherwise it will be too bitter. So we want 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 dessert spoons of cocoa powder. So we have 1, 2, 3 dessert spoons of sugar. We want another 3 of golden syrup, and I might need to get a knife. This is why we put the golden syrup in last, folks.
Because otherwise everything else will stick to it.
Yeah, basically. If you are like me and only have 1 dessert spoon. 2. And 3. And then we're just going to put the heat on and melt it all together.
Yummy.
So this is what I meant when I said that this is literally one of the easiest things to bake in the world. Really, I should have broken this butter up more, but oh well.
You've got self-igniting hobs.
Yes. I should say for reference, guys, we're doing this in my parents' kitchen, which is why it's fancy. Pan's hot.
Remember, guys, don't touch hot pans.
Yeah, remember, guys.
Pans
I do
get
this
warm.
so you don't have to. Do you want to come and actually look and can you see what it's actually like in there right now?
It's a big gloopy mess.
Yes.
But this is how it's meant to look.
Yes.
Because the butter is slowly melting and merging with the golden syrup, the sugar, and the cocoa powder.
Yes.
Yeah, look at that. Glorious.
Take a good inhale of that, Louise.
I can smell it from here. It's gorgeous. Guys, if you had smell-o-vision, you'd be salivating right now.
Because like I say, I've made this before in student kitchens. I've made this before in, you know, as long as you have a hob and a fridge, you can make this. You're good. I haven't quite gone as far as to make it in like hotel rooms and holiday cabins, but you know.
Not yet, anyway.
Not yet. I couldn't do it in a hotel room. I could do it in a holiday hostel or something.
Yeah.
It's nearly there. In trouble. Right, so what we're doing now is my lovely assistant here is measuring out 200 grams of biscuits, and then we're going to measure out another 200 grams of biscuits. But we're doing this half and half because my scale is small. Now you're going to put them in that freezer bag.
Got your wrong.
Imagine that is something you really hate. And
how crummy do you want it?
Pretty crummy, I don't want any big bits. Anything bigger than an eighth of a biscuit you want rid of. And that is pretty much mixed in on this side, I think. Yep, that's pretty good. So what we're going to do is I'm going to quickly turn the heat off of this for a bit because it's going to separate out otherwise. And you are going to pour that into here. There we go.
Yeah, what I was trying to avoid is dipping it in the chocolate.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to mix all this in and Louise is going to do it again. This is the job that you give to the small children that are in your kitchen.
Yeah.
I'm just mixing this in a bit and then it's going to go in here and then we're going to fridge it.
So, after all the biscuits are bashed, this is what it's looking like.
Yep, I'm just going to get the last bit mixed in. There is so much butter in this that you do not need to grease the tray.
Okay.
You can, if you want to be fancy, put some baking parchment in there, but you're not baking it, so I don't bother. Because it's not going to cook to the bottom of your... It doesn't stick, generally, in my experience. Like you can see, it's barely sticking to the pan. It just glides off the sides of the pan because it's so greasy and oily. Okay, so what we're going to do is... Wadoosh. I know that was the most appetizing thing to witness ever. And then we're just going to use the back of the spoon to flatten it across the whole pan. This is a Swiss roll tin, but any sort of baking tray that has a slightly raised edge will do.
Like a tray baked tin.
This is very similar to a rocky road. Like I was saying to Louise earlier, some people like to put like dried fruit in. You know, if you like the squish, that's fine. I personally don't. Don't put marshmallows in because then it'll be too sickly. If you're going to put marshmallows in, then use dark drinking cocoa. And basically just look up a rocky road thing because that's what you want. Right, so that's fairly smooth. So what I'm going to do is if you feel the pan, you'll realise it's quite warm.
Yeah.
So we're going to let the pan cool down. Then we're going to cover it in a layer of cling film. Then we're going to put it in the fridge. We're going to leave it there for a few hours. I don't have a scientific definition for how long you should leave it. You basically want to leave it until it's hard. You can tap it. And when we come back to it, we will show you how to make the topping. I don't think I need to show you how to cover it in a PVC wrap. I think you can figure it out for yourself.
Ooh, tray bake. Shiny.
If you look, this is not yielding to the touch. It's quite solid, so that means that we're good and frosed. The cling film over the top is just because if you have meat or anything in the fridge and it drips down onto it, it's not going to be good. So the cling film's just a protective layer. So we're gonna start making the topping. So I have here 400 grams of milk chocolate. I'm using Cadbury's because it is the best. You are actually going to taste this. It's not like with some recipes where the chocolate's just inside and it's buried.
Yeah.
You're going to taste if the topping is quality.
Indeed. I'm
using the bain-marie method. But if you are lazy, you can melt it in the microwave.
We're going to boil the kettle.
Yes.
Put it in the pan and then
you see we have a glass or a Pyrex bowl.
Yeah.
Right, so we're just gonna... Hopefully there's enough in here. The only reason I'm using boiling is just so it'll come to temp.
Quicker.
There we go. That'll do you.
Yeah.
Watch out.
And then watch out.
And basically... I'm doing it like this rather than just whamming it straight in the pan and heating it, because this way it won't get burnt on the sides of the pan.
Yeah.
Crispy chocolate that way.
Ew.
And you can have the same problem with microwaving it.
Yeah, it can burn.
Which is why we're doing it this way, because this is the safest way.
It's one way to kind of not burn it.
Yeah, basically.
Though
if I have the ability to do it this way, I will.
Yeah, though it does take a little longer.
Ah, no.
There we go. Melted.
And we've gotten out our pan here.
Nice and firm.
Yes. I'm gonna get that because Pyrex is hot.
Yeah, Pyrex is hot. But we use oven gloves.
Oven gloves or tea towel or something.
Something to protect your handies.
Yeah, and then we're just gonna
slap it on.
We're just using a spatula because it's easier to do this with a spatula to try and
a spoon.
Yeah, to try and get it as evenly distributed. It's a very thin coating and very thin topping, this. You just want to make sure that it's sort of, it's covered the bit that needs to be covered. If you want to put decoration on, you want to put it on now as well, like while the chocolate's still wet.
Wet, yeah.
Sometimes I add like on white chocolate stars or something like that. To be fair, this is not a cake that's going to win any beauty contests. What it is going to win over is your stomach. But yeah, we're going to let that cool down for a little bit, and then we're going to put it back in the fridge and let it set. And then once it's set, we will get it out and we will cut it.
Yeah.
And then we shall eat it. It's the next day, because we were too tired to do this in the morning, and this hadn't set. But this has set now, as you can see. It's all firm.
So pretty.
So what I've done is I've taken it out of the fridge. I've left it for another half an hour, just to let the chocolate go a bit softer again, because otherwise it'll crack as soon as you cut it. And we're just gonna cut through it like a brownie or something.
I see you've done this before with your nice even slices.
When you have sisters, it is very important that everyone's slices are the same size.
This is very true. No one wants the siblings to fight over the tiffin. Also, if you're a child, get an adult to do this, because the knife is sharp.
That should have been something that we said at the start. Because there was heat involved in this.
There was heat involved.
Like I say, the only part of this that was really child appropriate was bashing the biscuits, and even then keep an eye on them so they don't catch their fingers. Right, so we're just going to use the knife to lever ourselves out a slice. First slice is always a bit awkward to lever out. There we go. It's crumbling a bit, but it's fine. Then we have Tiffin. I'm just going to put it in there. What I'm going to do is I'm going to try and get all the slices out as neat as possible. And then what you would generally do is put it back in the fridge.
To firm back up a bit.
To firm back up a bit, because you can see that it's all crumbling. Because I've left this a little too long because of the stress of filming. Yeah. I mean, you can see that it's not really sticking to the pan that much. There we go, that's a cleaner slice.
There we go.
There we go. So there's
beauty.
your Tiffin.
Beautiful.
Beautiful. That's my Tiffin.
That's your slice.
That's my slice for while we're working on the other slices. So I'm just going to take all this out, put it all in the Tupperware. And then we're going to put the Tupperware back in the fridge. And we're going to let it firm up again. And then we're going to eat it all, like monsters.
Awesome. So we'll see you in a bit.
Yeah. So, we baked!
We did a thing.
So that's how to make Tiffin. These two can testify that it is a very good thing to make before a com.
It is.
Since it's something that doesn't require much, you can pretty much just do the first lot, forget it. Do the second lot, forget it. It involves a lot of just quickly doing it around other things.
Yeah.
You don't need much in the way of a kitchen to do it at all. It's very easy to do.
It is indeed, and it tastes lovely.
If you like this, want to see more of it, maybe?
Other con food we do.
Other con food we do. Comment. One thing we did consider was maybe doing in-character cookery. If that's something you'd be interested in, let us know. Other than that, back to your new normal scheduled programming after this.
Yeah.
Like, comment, subscribe.
It was fun.